This is what happens when a girl has no shame. God will never bless a child born in shame. You have disgraced this family. A woman's name is everything, and you have thrown yours away like nothing. Look at you, carrying a child with no father, no shame, no dignity.
My sister embarrassed and called me loose in front of the whole family at my own son's naming ceremony. She said God would never bless a child born in shame. I remember holding my son tighter and saying nothing. Because in my family, there was one rule. Adese's shame was hidden. Mine was announced. My name is Amara. This is the story of how silence finally caught up with the loudest voice in the room.
You've been cheating on me all this while?
Please, my husband, forgive me.
But to understand it, you have to go back to when we were just two sisters in one small room. Adese was the first daughter. In our house, that meant she was always right. I was the last born. The one people forgot to ask before they gave their opinions. At 22, I fell in love with a man who promised me marriage and gave me a child instead.
When he disappeared, my family did not rally around me. They rallied against me.
This is what happens when a girl has no shame. You have disgraced this family.
Meanwhile, Adese had already married Emeka, a quiet, hard-working civil servant everyone respected. She became the standard every daughter in the family was measured against. And I became the warning story mothers told their daughters.
I named my son Toby. It means, let it be great. I needed to believe that, even when no one else did. I picked up needle and thread, and I built a small tailoring business from nothing but my own two hands. Every family event became a stage for Adese's sermons. A woman's body is sacred. A woman's name is everything. I thank God I never gave mine away cheaply. She never looked at me when she said it. She never had to. Everyone already knew who she meant. I paid my son's school fees on time, every term, from my own sewing machine.
I never asked Adese for a single naira. But she made sure everyone knew she helped raise my son. Emeka, her husband, was a good man. Quiet, humble, always working. He earned an honest salary, not a poor one, but not one that explained the life Adese was suddenly living. New generator, new phone every year, expensive asoebi for every wedding. When people asked how, she always had the same answer. God has just been faithful to me. Unlike some people, I carry myself with dignity, and dignity attracts blessing. I smiled when she said things like that. I had learned by then how to make my face agree with a room, even when my heart didn't.
Toby grew up watching his mother work twice as hard to be believed half as much. I never told him what his auntie said about us. Some wounds are not a child's to carry. I just kept sewing, kept praying, and kept waiting for a truth I didn't yet know was coming. What none of us knew was that Adese's blessings had a name, Chief Dozie, a wealthy businessman from the next town. Married for over 20 years to a woman named Ndidi. Adese met him at a wedding 3 years before that naming ceremony where she embarrassed me. It started as gifts, then money, then secret hotel visits in the next town where no one from our family would recognize her. She told Emeka she was visiting a sick friend. She told her friends she was attending a women's conference. The same woman who preached dignity at every family gathering was living a double life none of us could imagine. The new generator, the new phone, the expensive asoebi. It all came from him. She wore her secret like perfume. Invisible, but somehow everyone could sense something was different about her. I never suspected any of it. I was too busy trying to survive her judgment to notice her secrets. Chief Dozie began making promises. Promises men like him rarely intend to keep.
One day, when the time is right, I will make you my second wife properly. You will not always have to hide. Adeze believed him, and believing him made her careless. Ndidi, Chief Dozi's wife, had suspected for over a year that her husband was seeing someone. She noticed the new perfume on his clothes, the late nights, the phone he suddenly guarded like treasure. She hired someone to follow him, quietly, patiently, the way a woman does when she has stopped asking questions out loud. 4 months later, she had photographs, hotel receipts, and a name, Adeze.
Ndidi did not scream. She did not confront Chief Dozie in private, where he could still talk his way out of it. She decided her husband's shame, like mine had once been, deserved an audience, and she knew exactly which stage to choose. Adeze's own father's 80th birthday, the biggest family gathering of the year. The whole family gathered that day. Even people who had not spoken in years came for Papa's 80th birthday. I came too, with Tobe, now a tall, respectful teenager, walking beside me like a shield I never asked for. Adeze was in her element, greeting guests, accepting compliments on her new jewelry.
Then, a car none of us recognized pulled into the compound. Nidi stepped out, dressed elegantly, holding a folder under her arm like a weapon. Adeze's smile faltered the moment she saw her face. Nidi calmly, to the whole gathering. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so sorry to interrupt such a beautiful celebration. I only came to return something that belongs to this family. My husband's mistress. She opened the folder. Photographs, hotel receipts, screenshots of messages printed and clear for everyone to see. The woman who lectured me about dignity for 15 years stood frozen, exposed in front of the same family she had judged me before. Emeka's face broke in a way I had never seen on a man before. Not anger, just quiet devastation. Nobody spoke. The same silence I had swallowed for 15 years now belonged to her.
Papa's 80th birthday ended early that day. Nobody cut the cake. Emeka packed a small bag that same evening and moved in with his brother. Chief Dozie never called Adeze again. Men like him disappear the moment the cost becomes public. The same relatives who once quoted her sermons on dignity now quoted her secrets instead. I would be lying if I said a small part of me didn't feel something like justice. But watching my sister sit alone on her veranda a week later, I did not feel like celebrating. I felt something closer to recognition. I knew exactly what it was to sit alone while a whole family decided who you were. So I did the one thing nobody expected. I walked over and I sat beside her. She didn't look at me. She just asked one question. Why are you here? After everything I said about you. Because nobody sat with me either. And I remember exactly how heavy that silence was. I did not tell her it was okay, because it wasn't. I did not tell her I forgave the years of judgment, because healing takes longer than one evening. I only told her the truth I had learned the hard way. That dignity was never about who people believed you were. It was about what you are willing to face in the daylight without needing a lie to protect you.
My sister spent 15 years building a name on top of a secret. I spent 15 years building a life underneath a lie about who I was. In the end, only one of those things was built to last.